Yes, sir.
And when it's front-wheel drive, the motor's turned to the side. To get the supercharger to fit, we'd actually have to take the radiator out, get a custom-made radiator so it can stick further inside the radiator to support itself.
Okay.
That's how you can supercharge these things. It's all about the testing, though, and finding out what it's going to take for tuning capabilities and what can these transmissions actually handle.
All right. Sounds interesting. All right.
I mean, it can be done. Just need some volunteers. Step up and drop off a car for a few weeks and get it done.
And how much do you think?
I'm going on a 2-week vacation in August. Going down to South Carolina. I always drop my car off.
Sounds good. Now, how much do you think we're talking here?
Well, the kits are the same components as a V8. So you're looking at around close to $5,000. That depends on, if the customer has their own flash tuner already, you're going to save, $300 to $500 depending on.
Okay.
But this is an N2 DCX, so they're over $400. So you're going to save $400 on the kit. Right now, the 3.6 kits for the Challenger, Charger, Chrysler 300, they start at $4,500 if you have your own flash tuner. If you don't, it's $5,000, and $150 shipping. So it's $5,150 for the kit.
Okay.
For a Challenger. Now, I would expect these to actually be a little more expensive because you're going to have to customize a radiator, move some things around. So, what that cost would be, we'd have to determine that when somebody gets down there. But we could definitely look into it. Would love to see one. You have something unique.
So I would love for it to be me.
There's a ton of people are just
there's a ton of them. But yeah, like I said, I put the word out there to have people come in, and it's just going to take a commitment on their part also to for the kit. Nothing's free. Nothing's free in life. And there is some assistance with getting stuff done. But like I said, it's you're looking at. So the kit's $5,000, depending on what other kind of parts it's going to need for intercooler routing, hose routing, stuff like that, and tuning. So that's going to really determine the cost. I would like to keep the cost down there as low as possible, but we're using all the components as a vehicle kit, so that's why the cost is up there. I wish it could be lower, but you want to put something on your car that is reliable, a well-known unit. We use a Vortec V3 with heli-cut gears. Quiet units, it keeps the car, in sleeper effect. It's really nothing. The blow-off valve will definitely sound off, when you want it to. But the 3.6, as it sits in the Avenger, the amount of 0 to 60 you can get out of it is pretty impressive for itself. So I would expect these things to, do well. Get definitely under the 5-second mark, 0 to 60 with these. It just depends on the transmission.
How much horsepower is the Chargers or Challenger 3.6 putting out? What are y'all doing with those?
They're rated at stock. What I've seen a consistent in between 260, 275. I've seen them as high as maybe 280 to the wheels. Now this is to the wheel horsepower. This is not crank horsepower. So it's about in line with the advertised horsepower they're rating it at, because you would add like 17 to 18% to that rear wheel horsepower number, which will give you your crank horsepower. If you look at Dodge ratings, you'll see that it's rated, say, 305 or 350. They're rating it without drivetrain loss. So crank horsepower is one thing. It's the rear wheel horsepower, what you're getting, or it'd be front wheel horsepower on the Avenger.
So what are they putting out when you supercharge?
When you supercharger, we're getting. I've seen 440 to the wheels in a Challenger. Charger, the same thing. It's all the same engine bay. There's really nothing different. Headlights might sit back a little bit further on a Charger, but it can be done on those. The Avengers, I really wish somebody would step up and bring one down to us so we can do some testing on it.
Let's save some money.
It'd get everybody else started on that, going that route.
Go buy one with a salvage title. Just to build it to see what you can do.
Plus you're serving two of them too, if you get the 200s at the same time.
Hey, thanks again. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Anytime. My pleasure.